Yes. Yes, it is what you think it is. I know a lot of y'all out there are going to be excited for this one. This is the 2015 Ford F-150. You truck fans? This is the one you've been waiting for, huh? We've seen what Chevy came out with. We've seen what Dodge did. But we all know that when it comes to heavy-duty trucks, Ford is the #1 in America. And let's see what they added to this model. You know, we all heard about the aluminum body. It's supposed to make the truck lighter, I guess. If you haven't heard, they use some kind of different metal on the frame. But let's look at what's inside here. Similar to the Ford Fusion and Ford Taurus, automatic light controls on the knob here. This layout for the windows and the power side mirrors is pretty much like the Ford Fusion. That kind of look. Nice chrome accents on the door. And a soft panel armrest. This is all mainly still hard plastic though. Excuse me, that was the keys falling. Now, I kind of like the way they did the doorknob. You know, you just squeeze this in and open the door here. Kind of hidden. You see what I'm saying? There's your door locks switch. And a kind of an awkward position down there. But even though you can't really see it, it's got a chrome trim on the doorknob. On the wheel, you have all the tech that we've come to expect from cars now. Bluetooth. Cruise. And volume controls for the radio. The instrument cluster is pretty much the same look as the previous generation Ford F-150. They didn't do anything crazy to it. It actually looks pretty basic compared to what I was expecting. Let's hit you with the main center console look. Chrome accents around your AC vents and your control dials. Nice touches. AC controls down here are also by knob. Temperature control, volume for, you know, your radio, of course. The little screen is pretty similar to, you know, the base model Ford Fusion or Ford Taurus. You know, same look, same overall look as those sedans. And down below, auxiliary and USB connections for your iPod and MP3 players. You even gotta have it in your trucks now. Little compartment stuck down here at the bottom, stowed away. Still heavy duty plastics across the panel. Pretty large glove compartment. There's a look at what the door looks like from this side. Huge rear view mirror. Side mirror, you know. And as you can see, the window kind of takes a little swoop down. Just for a little pop, I guess. The seats are not soft, but not leather. It's kind of like a sturdy fabric material. Don't really know what you call it. But, you know, they feel pretty good. I'm sitting in it right now, and I don't have a complaint. You got the huge compartment here in the armrest. That's pretty shallow. It's not too deep, but it's big. Cup holders. And we all know that this folds up into a seat. You can fit up to 6 passengers in this thing. This is the quad cab. So you can fit a little person in the middle right here. Tons of leg room up front. What else would you expect? The F-150 is a big truck, especially in the 4-door version. I'm guessing that, you know, this is a little change holder. You could probably put a few quarters in there. And you have a 12-volt charger ducked off right up front too for GPS or whatever you want to do. Still through these little numbers on the side for manual phone dialing, I guess. Not a fan of that. Let's start it up and listen to the engine. The Ford welcome tone, of course. Basic Ford radio. Maybe in a better trim. I'm not sure on this. You can check into it. You might get that nice Sony touch panel radio with the touch screen. I really like that. This is the plain everyday radio from Ford, which you either love it or you hate it. But yeah, you still got the same ice blue accents on the speedometer and everything. I mean, the odometer. Can you hear that engine? I'll take it for a spin later. I want to show y'all the back seat first. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Compartment back there. In the back seat, leg room is not an issue at all. Check out them fresh Nikes. Anyway, look at all this, man. You can kick off your shoes and relax your feet back here. To quote Escape. The only feature back here really is a input for another charger. But this thing, look at that. Look at that space. A lot of room. And you could fit 2 or 3 people back here. There's 3 separated kind of seats here, but they're not too big. So if you have a larger person, they might actually cross over into this area a little bit. But yeah, you can fit 3 people back here. Potentially 3 people up front. So very roomy truck. And here's the main look of it from the back, the center console shot. It's so big I have to get all the way back to get the full effect here. So this is the looks of the 2015 F150. I'm assuming this is the base trim. Pretty sure it is. So this will be the one you want to check out if you don't have the most money to burn on it. You just want the bare bones truck. This is what you'll be looking at. Yeah, F150 XLT. What did that stand for? Extra large trim? Or extra large truck, which it definitely is. In a funky bronze color. So this is the overall body of it, which doesn't look too different from the previous gen. But you got that big strong Ford grille right there. Yeah, that's the main overview of the truck. Real good visibility, by the way. Huge windows in this thing. So what's my take on it? Surprisingly, it seems like not a lot has changed. They just tweaked a few features. It's like, you know, a few accents on the door, some chrome accents, and gave the console a more up-to-date look as far as compared to the Ford Fusion and stuff. They made it match that. But with the amount of hype I was hearing about this truck, I really expected a big drastic difference in the way it looked. But disappointingly, it looks real similar to the previous generation. Now, if you like the look of the previous generation, you'll love this. But, you know, with the major refreshes that the other truck makers made, I was expecting Ford to really come hard because they had like a whole extra year to kind of work on what they were going to do. Now, of course, the main feature, like I mentioned earlier, is that aluminum body that they were talking about. That, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't really looked into it, but they hyped it up a lot. I think it's just supposed to make the truck lighter and stronger at the same time. And maybe that's supposed to help on fuel economy. And I I don't know. I have to look into it a little more, and you know, we'll look into it together. If you're average like me. But as far as the look, man, I can't say it blows me away. It looks just like last year, pretty much, with a few tweaks. So that's how I feel about the look of it. Now, this, aside from how much it can pull and the power it has, this is going to be one of the most important things you want to look at. The drive feel. And I can happily report that regardless of what I said about how this truck looks, it definitely drives very smooth. It glides. The engine is real quiet. The wheel handles effortlessly. Sometimes it's hard for me to get these words out, man, with my accent. Woo! It threw me back a little bit. I gave it a little gas. Now, the gas didn't hit immediately. It took a few seconds for it to kick in, but once it did, it kind of threw me back in the seat a little bit. Oh yeah, see? You can get going now. You can pass some people on the highway. Real nice driving truck. Get out of the way. Sunday driver. Yeah. So, my final verdict on the Ford F-150 new generation 2015. Like I said, cosmetically, Ford didn't wow me on this model. But you still get the Ford nameplate, the F-150. People love it. You can tell it's a quality truck. It drives like a dream. And that's the most important thing. As far as, you know, torque or whatever, towing capability, I tell y'all, I'm not an expert in that. I'm not a real big truck driver. So I leave that up to you to do your research. If you're in the market for a truck, I'm sure you're going to look at that and compare it to the Silverado and the Dodge Ram, the Toyota Tundra. You know, make a comparison and go with what you like the best. But I will say this truck drives nicely. The aluminum body, I have to look that up myself and really see what benefits it brings. But they disappointed me. They didn't really refresh the model a lot, especially when you look at that Silverado. I was just expecting a big redesign to compete with that one. But I think Ford will probably kill them in the reliability area. So, that being said, the Ford F-150 is a solid truck. I think it definitely stands out compared to like the Dodge Ram. But the Silverado, I still think, knocks them all out as far as the interior look. So we'll give this F-150 a solid 4 out of 5. And that's only because I was expecting a little more as far as interior. It's a solid truck. I think Ford will still be successful. I think they'll still be the #1 truck seller. Because, you know, the Silverados are having issues and the Dodge Rams. It's a good truck. I just don't see nothing that stands out about the Dodge Ram. So that's my opinion. There's your look at the Ford 2015 F-150. A model I know a lot of people are anxious to see and might go spend that income tax refund on a down payment on. Average Car Review guys out.